Hey guys, here to do my Martin Scorsese collection. Martin Scorsese, I've kind of recently gotten into him. He's not one of my favorite directors. He's made great movies, but he's not really one of my favorites, though. But I have most of his famous movies, except for like one or two. But I'm gonna go ahead and start. The first one is Hugo. This is his most recent movie to date. This came out 2011. I saw this with my then girlfriend at the time, and I really liked it. I was really surprised at how Martin Scorsese could make a children's movie. He's famous for making really violent movies, and really enjoyed it. And I ended up reading the book, and really good movie. It would definitely be in my top 3 Martin Scorsese films. The next one is Shutter Island. Shutter Island is the most recent Scorsese film that I've seen, I believe. No, it's not. It's like, I'll explain later. But this was the movie that he made before Hugo. And once again, this movie features Leonardo DiCaprio. Ben Kingsley's in it. And the movie reminded me a lot of The Shining because it has a lot of musical cues or music from The Shining in this movie. And the movie was going in a direction that totally shocked me with the ending, and I did not expect it at all. Very good thriller, very good movie. Only seen it once, but really good movie. The next one is Casino. Casino is basically a companion to Goodfellas. Both were directed by Martin Scorsese. Both came out in the 90s. Both were based on books by Nicholas Pileggi. Both feature Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci and numerous other characters. Both of them deal with gangster stories. I mean, they're both really much the same movie. Although I do like Goodfellas better. This movie had good points. Definitely, probably, I think this is the last movie that him and Robert De Niro did together. This came out in 1995, and really good movie. I had like this huge craving to watch it, and I've seen this movie quite a few times, and I really like it. The next one is Raging Bull. Raging Bull is actually one of my least favorite Martin Scorsese movies. And I don't know why, this is like one of his classics, but, I just did not enjoy Raging Bull that much. It's a boxing movie with Robert De Niro, and it came out like in the hype of Rocky. It came out in 1980, and it had the same producers as the Rocky series, and it was released by the same studio as the Rocky series. And it was a good story, but not Scorsese's best film, as it says on the box, but it was okay. The next one is The Aviator. The Aviator is based on the story of Howard Hughes. This is another Leonardo DiCaprio film. And I really did like this movie. What I liked about it was the 40s style to it, and Howard Hughes was a filmmaker somewhat. He made, I think, 2 or 3 movies. And I really liked the story, and it was directed well, and it seemed like something Martin Scorsese would direct. But this is a long movie. It's like 2 hours and 50 minutes long. It's like almost 3 hours long. But, yeah, good film. The next one is Gangs of New York. Gangs of New York, I have had in my collection probably for over 4 or 5 months, and I never just got around to watching it because it looked dumb, and I read a couple comments saying this was Scorsese's worst, and finally a couple weeks ago I got around to watching it, and I thought, why did I wait so long to watch this? This was an absolute amazing movie to watch. I think it's a few minutes longer than The Aviator. And very good movie. Again, features Leonardo DiCaprio, Daniel Day-Lewis, and Cameron Diaz. It's just about kind of the fight for New York in the 1800s, and very good movie. I was highly impressed. New York, New York. Last summer I was on the way to visit my brother in Utah, and we stopped on the way to the Chicago airport. We stopped at one of those rest stops that's like a combination of a gift shop and a Burger King. And I went in the shop, and I saw this sitting there for $5, and I bought it. And this movie is 2 hours and 43 minutes long, features Robert De Niro and Liza Minnelli. And I watched, I think, about an hour of it, and I wasn't really impressed with it. I haven't finished it since then, but it's not one of his classics, and I don't think it's going to be amazing. But I'll get to it. The next one is The Departed. When I first saw The Departed, I was kind of confused at what I had just watched. I don't know if I did a review on this movie, but I really did not like The Departed when I first saw it. But then, kind of like with Goodfellas, the second and third time that I watched it, I enjoyed it a lot more. Very good performance by Jack Nicholson, and what a surprise, Leonardo DiCaprio was in this movie, with Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg. Definitely Martin Scorsese's best movie since Goodfellas. Definitely. Very good film. Cape Fear. Cape Fear, again, features Robert De Niro with Nick Nolte, Juliette Lewis, and Jessica Lange. This movie, I guess, was originally supposed to be directed by Steven Spielberg, and Martin Scorsese was going to direct Schindler's List. And they decided to swap projects, so Spielberg took over Schindler's List, Martin Scorsese took over this. Very, very disturbing movie. Robert De Niro plays just a completely creepy character. It's a very violent movie, definitely not for children. It is just a completely screwed up movie. I really have never seen anything like this. It's so creepy. I've never seen the original, but this is definitely one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. And the last one, obviously, is Goodfellas. Now, I do have this on Blu-ray, but it's in the other room. I didn't feel like getting it. Goodfellas is my favorite Martin Scorsese film. And when I first saw Goodfellas, I was wondering, what is the hype over this movie? I just did not like it. But then when I watched it the second time, I really enjoyed it a lot more. And I have seen this movie probably 10, 12 times. I've seen it so many times. It is such a good movie. Although it's not the best mob movie, I still think the best one will always be The Godfather. This was still highly, highly enjoyable. Really what I liked about it over The Godfather is that it's a bit more realistic than The Godfather. The Godfather kind of stylizes the whole mobster life, while in this movie they do have a good life, but The Godfather doesn't have a bad ending, and this movie does. It has a bad ending for the characters in the film, but still really good. But this is my Martin Scorsese collection. And clearly the ones I didn't have were Taxi Driver, Mean Streets, The Last Temptation of Christ, if you want to count that as one of his classics. But really the main two were Taxi Driver and Mean Streets, which both featured Robert De Niro. But yeah, guys, that's my Martin Scorsese collection. Great director. And yeah, thanks for watching.